The Apple HomePod Mini, the Amazon Echo Dot, and the Google Nest Mini. All three are great, affordable smart speakers that can kick off your smart home, but which one is the best? Is there one that stands out? We're gonna find out right now. Smart speakers are generally a great way to kick off a smart home. Honestly, if you don't have any smart devices yet, consider getting one of these first. And here's the good news. They're all really good. Honestly, if you're loyal to one brand or another, go ahead and get the smart speaker that matches. You're not gonna be missing out on that much. But saying they're all competent, not good enough for us. We want to dive in and really compare them under a microscope to see if one stands out above the rest. So we're gonna test sound quality, smart home prowess, smart assistant smarts, and extras. Let's meet the contenders. This is the Apple HomePod Mini. It's the shiny new member of the smart speaker community and the long-awaited follow-up to the original $300 Apple HomePod. Apple finally released an affordable version. It's $100, backlight touch controls, comes in white or space gray, and of course it has Siri built in for voice commands. This is the new Amazon Echo Dot. It's also pretty new. This one's different because it's a sphere. Fancy stuff. It's the 4th generation Dot. It comes in charcoal, glacier white, or twilight blue. It's $50, or pay $10 more for a version with a clock or a kid-friendly version with a fun look like a tiger print. It uses Amazon's voice assistant. And finally, the Nest Mini, straight out of the geriatric home. The others are only a couple of weeks old. This is roughly a year old, and it's not even shaped like a sphere. Might as well be a rotary phone. A rotary phone with Google Assistant built in and ultrasound sensing so it lights up when your hand approaches to show the controls. Comes in charcoal, sky, and coral. $50, but don't pay that much for it. You can find it for $30 at this point almost everywhere. So less of a rotary phone, I guess, and more of a, smart speaker. Speaking of speakers, let's find out which one sounds the best. Round 1, sound quality. There we go, those are the speakers in action. A couple of things to note. The Dot, definitely the loudest, but it can get distorted at high volumes. The Nest Mini is nice and clear, but it lacks some of the oomph of the other two. So it looks like the HomePod Mini is the winner here, but let's check an acoustic track to be sure. So yeah, the acoustic track is closer, but we're still gonna give the sound test win to the HomePod Mini. Turns out, spending twice as much on a speaker will get you better sound. It automatically adapts audio based on the room it's in, it has a full range driver, dual force canceling radiators. There's a reason it's twice the price. So I know what you're thinking. Why didn't we test the HomePod Mini against the speakers from Google and Amazon that also cost $100? We did. It turns out that even though this sounds good, it can't quite outclass its size, and when comparing it with the $100 Nest Audio and the $100 Amazon Echo, they sound way better. So this is still an entry-level model, and we wanted to compare it to the other entry-level smart speakers. It is the best sounding entry-level smart speaker if you're willing to pay twice as much. Round 2, Smart Home Smarts. Since the three smart speakers represent three major smart home platforms, they bring those same pros and cons with them. Amazon works with the most products, but Google isn't that far behind. Apple's HomeKit lags a bit in that department, but that's somewhat intentional. HomeKit is the most secure of the three as they vigorously vet all compatible gear before letting it into their walled garden. Thankfully, setting up and controlling smart home gear on all three is pretty simple and pretty quick. The exact speed will vary based on your internet connection, but we're going to give the win to Amazon based on the sheer volume of devices it works with. Google is a pretty close second in this category, and Apple is more of a distant third. Round 3, General Knowledge. For our third test, it's trivia time. How well do they each respond when you have a question itching your brain and you need to know the answer? Who plays Batman in the new Batman movie?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. On the website GamesRadar.com, they say, first, the main man, Robert Pattinson, will be playing Batman, Bruce Wayne.
Batman Ninja features Roger Craig Smith, Tony Hale, Tara Strong, and others.
How long does it take to smoke a turkey?
It is recommended to smoke fresh turkey in the smoker for 35 minutes per pound at 240 degrees Fahrenheit, and to rest for 15 minutes, until it reaches an internal temperature of at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit.
Here's what I understood from the website dinneratthezoo.com. Typically, it takes at least 6 hours to smoke an average-sized turkey at 250 degrees F. Do you want a little more context?
I found some web results. I can show them if you ask again from your iPhone.
How far away is the sun?
The astronomical distances of the Sun and Earth are 92,955,807 miles.
Sun and Earth are currently about 91,912,000 miles apart. They follow elliptical orbits around the Sun, and the distance is constantly changing. Would you like to hear more?
The Sun is the star at the center of the solar system. It is a nearly perfect sphere of hot plasma, heated to incandescence by nuclear fusion reactions in its core, radiating the energy mainly as light and infrared radiation. That was from Wikipedia. Would you like to hear more?
What's the average weight of an apple?
The average mass of an apple is 5.29 ounces and 0.33 pounds.
Here's what I understood from the website hypertextbook.com. The average apple is between 70 and 100 grams, or 0.33 pound, or 0.7 in 1 N. Do you want a little more context?
I found some web results. I can show them if you ask again from your iPhone.
So we're going to give the win in this category to Google. Both Google and Amazon answered every question we threw at it, but Google offers a few more helpful details, sends extra info to your phone in addition to answering the question. But again, both of these performed very well on the test, and Amazon's a close second. Apple, again, distant third. They keep saying they've improved Siri, and we're waiting to see the results of that. Lightning round, extras. All three can be paired with a second for stereo sound. You can broadcast messages from one to another, and voice recognition, and phone calls, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they have a lot of the same features. As for unique stuff, with the HomePod, you can do this cool audio handoff. It offers a little extra encryption when processing commands, and it works better with other Apple stuff like CarPlay and Apple TV too, but no surprise there. Amazon and Google have their own ecosystems of stuff. The Nest Mini has a machine learning chip, so it can respond to your common commands faster. It has a wall mount on the bottom. It'll up the volume of podcasts if the ambient noise gets louder. Amazon works with the most music streaming services, including Apple Music. Google doesn't have that. Apple doesn't have Spotify. But we'll say Apple's the winner of the extras category because that handoff feature is pretty nifty. So, to recap, Apple won for sound quality and extras, but it is further behind in the other two categories. Amazon won the smart home battle and Google won in general knowledge. But value is important. The HomePod Mini costs twice as much for its entry point, and it doesn't have a mute switch on the device for some reason. The Nest Mini is always $30 now since it's a little older. $50 is definitely still worth it for the Echo Dot, but I wish they didn't charge more for the Dot with clock. So for value, go with the Nest Mini. So that's kind of the winner. But for the best smart home entry point, go with the Echo Dot. And that was the original question, so that one is the winner. But if you throw out price entirely and just look at the best device, the HomePod Mini, yeah, that's the winner. Maybe? At the beginning, we wanted to dive in and find out if one was head and shoulders above the other two, and the answer is no, there isn't a clear best. Any of them could be the best one for you depending on what you're looking for. At the end of the day, all three are winners. We're all winners here. Participation trophies all around. And you can buy whichever one you want without fear of making a wrong choice. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to CNET's YouTube channel for more.
Which one's the best to smash with a hammer?
Ooh. Probably this one because it has that flat top. So you could really get like a nice impact here. I'd be worried about missing on this one, like trying to squish a grape with a fork. This one you'd be fine to smash, but this one you get that extra sort of heft and the flat surface to whack. So go with the HomePod Mini.